surrounded by motivation, then it's encapsulated within a Darwinian space. So, okay, so in terms of your conception of objects, let me try this out. So I'm looking at this teleprompter here, and you're sitting in the middle of it. Now, I'm treating that like a set of conditional probabilities, right? I'm presuming that what this machine is doing right now is very much predictive of what it's going to do in a second. And I'm predicating my perception itself on that reality. Now, it could burst into flames. Now, I feel that the probability of that is very low, so I'm not going to perceive the machine that way. Now, there are disorders. Obsessive compulsive disorder is a good example, where people stop being able to reduce that probability landscape to predictable safety, and they start reacting to almost everything as if it's unpredictably dangerous. And, things are. So I had clients, for example, they would go into a building, and the first thing they would do is look for all the fire escapes. And what they asked me was, well, why don't you do that? Because the building could burn down, and people do get trapped in buildings, and that's a horrible way to die. So the mystery isn't why they did that. The mystery for them was why everyone didn't do that all the time. And I actually do believe that the great mystery is why people aren't scared out of their skulls all the time, not why they're sometimes calm. But so can you imagine an object now? The object is surrounded by a probability distribution, I would say, and that probability distribution is all the things that object might turn into in some period of time, let's say. And I would say to some degree, when you look at the object, you actually also perceive that probability space because, although I see that this teleprompter is stable, it's unstable enough and dynamic enough to provide me with a representation of you. And so I'm playing with by seeing the object and interacting with it, I'm playing with the probability space around it. So is it the case that you see the damn probability space when you look at the object?
Well, I don't know if we see it, the space itself. We certainly, we're estimating what we think are the probabilities for various good things and bad things to happen. But I would say that this whole business about entropy increasing and so forth. First, I should point out that Shannon entropy, which is what we're talking about here, it turns out not to be the most general notion of entropy. There are mathematicians and physicists are looking at broader definitions of entropy. There's something called the Thales entropy and others. So there are technical reasons for why, Shannon entropy is great and it's very, very